I'm the CEO of allWomen. For the ones that don't know allWomen, that I think is like the minority, but still, we're a tech academy for women, and we train in product management, as we will showcase tonight, and also UX design and data science and machine learning, and all related to data. Well, today is a special day because it's the celebration of the hard work after 10 weeks of our students of product management. And I always say the same, but I think it's like very important to highlight that our students all have like a full-time jobs, and they been, learning and putting all this effort in the afternoons, as well as with our instructors that are all like again full-time job professionals. So today is a big day for all of them, and I wish you enjoy the presentations. After each presentation, you will have time to ask some questions to the presenter, and this is always a good opportunity and a good chance for the students to develop more the project they've been working for this past 10 weeks. So I hope you all enjoy, and I'm looking forward to see these final presentations today. So thank you very much. And now I will give voice to Ines, that will conduct this event for you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Laura. So a little instruction is the girls will be presenting their project for 8 minutes, more or less, and then you will be having time to make questions. So first, to understand better what they have been working on, Patricia will be presenting the challenge of N26. So Patricia, I don't know if you're there.
She's there.
I am. Hi all.
Hello, Patricia.
Hello. Welcome all online. Okay, should I share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just, I think I have the presentation open. Yes. Well, I think most of you know me. I'm Patricia. I'm a senior product manager at N26. I'm also a product instructor in allWomen. So I think first, welcome, as I said, all. It's been also a pleasure working with all of you. And I will say some words at the end, but now I'm going to talk about Npd6 and the challenge that was presented. I think most of you know this, at least you know now, is a digital-only challenger bank that operates in Europe, but also in the US. It was founded some years ago, 5 years ago, but officially launched in 2015, and with a free account in Germany and Austria. So the founders are Austrian, but the company was born in Berlin because that's where they were living, and it's also where is the Npd6 headquarters. So N26 is a bank. It didn't start as a bank, but it is a bank. It has a European banking license. It's been very much driven around, well, one of our value propositions is the user experience that we offer, and it's fully digital. We have at the moment more than 5 million customers. We are in 25 markets, 4 locations: Barcelona, Berlin, Vienna, and New York. Around 1,500 employees, and almost, well, 880 nationalities. Maybe one of these days we will reach 100. That will be good. In terms of Npd6 Vision, the vision is to build a bank people around the world love to use. And as I said, this is all about design and technology. What is a big problem that Npd6 wants to solve is we know that finance remains institutional and is functional for the majority. And the purpose that we have as a company is to give people the power to live and bank their way. Around how do we get there? It's very much around financial wellness and help people redefine their relationship with their money, so it becomes a more healthy relationship. And also there's a focus on people, there's an individual focus. It's not so much about it was not so much about the banking and what the bank wants, but we want to put more people in the center of what we do. At the moment, we offer, in terms of current accounts, for personal current accounts, we offer 3 types of accounts. One is a standard account, it's a free account, and then we have 2 other accounts that we call memberships. It's paid accounts and they have added benefits. And according with if it's metal, it's also a metal card and also has some extra benefits that you don't get with the Npd6U. We also offer business accounts. Until very recently, we only had Business U, which was very similar to the Business U for our as a personal account, but with some extra benefits for businesses, and it's very much more around freelancers and very small business. And very recently, in the past month, we launched Business Metal, which is also a business account, also has cashback and has extra benefits and also extra partnerships that are very much aligned with the needs of small business and freelancers. So what was the challenge? We know that digital financial services are only 1% finished. We think there's a lot of things done, but actually there's also a lot of new things or a lot of transformation that also needs to happen in the industry. We also know that this is where we were in January 2020. And we were growing fast in terms of new account openings in our core markets, which are Germany, Austria, France, Spain, Italy, and US. But we were also aware that more needs to be done to increase usage of our accounts and deepen the relationship with our customers to continue to stay ahead of the increasing competition. So this is where we were and the big challenge that we had at the beginning of the year. Obviously, something unexpected happened. That didn't change our objective to actually increase usage and deepen the relationship that we have with our customers, but has brought additional challenges, and also, well, something was unexpected, and somehow we also had to reinforce some of the areas and find focus on some of the areas that we were considering before, and actually less focus on others. We talked also about this. We know that this has become something, is a moment in our personal lives, and our professional lives, and on every country that is facing this situation. That is very important, that more than resilient, we need to transform ourselves. And that also applies to companies, where we need to find a way to make the best of our situation and also make the best for our customers during this situation. The challenge was, as a product manager on one of the Npd6 segments, what improvements in the product or new features will you propose, and for what customer segment, to make it more relevant to customers by increasing engagement and recurring usage, with solutions that solve real problems now and in the future, because it's not only solving the current problems, but also thinking how that reflects in the near future. Some of the areas that could be worked out that were presented are, for example, personal finance management, budgeting, how to increase value on our current accounts, on paid current accounts, how to help people to save money, how to think about rewards and discounts, how to think about better options to borrow money in a responsible way, how to think about solutions for freelancers or improve the solutions that we currently have, and how to support our customers with more tools that allow them to feel more in control, but also more supported in terms of customer service, for example. And this was just areas that each one of the students could explore, and they also could come up with their own areas to address the challenge. And basically, this was the N26 challenge. And I'm really, really curious to see the final presentations, because I've been more present in the initial classes. So I think all of you are going to be amazing, and good luck.
Okay. So thank you, Patricia. So now I will be presenting the Fair Product Manager for N26, that is Julia. I say it in English, Julia. Julia.
Hello, everyone. Hello?
Hello, Julia.
Can you hear me?
Patricia, stop to present if you can.
Sorry, apologies.
Hello.
Yeah, Julia, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm gonna share my presentation. Could you please confirm that you see my first slide?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. Hello, everyone. I'm Julia Puyo. I am a creative director and product manager in the making, and I'm glad to open this demo day telling you the reason why I have decided to bring value to N26 business products. Business accounts were built to meet freelancers' needs. And who are those freelancers? Freelancers are professionals that fight to solve problems for clients that need help and have money to pay for it. That sounds like a perfect match. Then why is that 90% of freelancers worry about their financial well-being? 50% suffers from stress or anxiety and think that their freelance activity has a direct negative impact on their mental health. And 33% say that their personal life suffers due to financial administration. What are the causes for those problems? According to research reports and first-hand interviews I did, the causes for those problems are that freelancers have irregular incomes, they experience difficulties in getting paid, they also struggle doing financial administration because it's too much time demanding for them, and they also struggle to pay taxes because they are quite high and consequent. Therefore, let me introduce you Elia, our UX UI freelancer warrior. Elia struggles to manage what we could call the Achilles freelancer's heel. That is, managing VAT, managing the fixed costs, and saving money for setbacks. Then, what could we do for Elia and her freelancer mates? Well, I believe that by building 3 special spaces to manage fixed costs, VAT, and setbacks within N26 Spaces feature, we can help freelancers meet their obligation more easily. We will know this to be true if the users adopt the products, if we retain our freelancers' current users, and also if we make our product grow. I would like to point out that there is a good market opportunity here because freelancers are the fastest growing segment of the labor market, both in Europe and the USA. Now, let's follow Elia in her journey. It's the 1st of January, new year, new resolutions. Elia has opened an N26 business bank account because she wants to better manage her money this year, and also because she has heard that we have created 3 new features to help freelancers during their work. So, first of all, Elia goes to her spaces. She creates a new space, which is a sub-account within which she can manage the money and move the money by drag and dropping. She's gonna first create a fixed cost space that is gonna help her manage all the fixed costs she's gonna introduce. So she's gonna tell the concept of the fixed cost, the amount, and the payment deadline. Then she will see the list with all her fixed costs, the total amount of the year, and what does the feature in the backend to actually help Elia manage her fixed costs? Well, the feature picks each one of the fixed costs, analyze the amount of money that is needed to pay for it, also indicates the time that remains between today and a few days before the deadline, and from now on until some days before the deadline, the feature will move money from the main account into the fixed cost space progressively until gathering all the money that is needed to pay for it. Then, when the money is ready and the deadline is close, Elia will receive a notification she can use to move that money to the main account so it can be directly debited by the provider, or she can also make a transfer to the provider on the go. Elia will successfully meet her payment deadlines. She will also automatize and ease her effort to save money to pay her fixed costs over the year. And she will also have a better real-time or daily insight on the earnings she is really making. All right, now that Elia has enabled the fixed cost space, she's gonna activate the VAT space that is gonna help her better manage the VAT. She's gonna indicate her main professional activity and the percentage of VAT she should set aside from every one of the bills she receives. From now on, every time Elia receives an income in her bank account, she will receive a notification she can use to set aside 21% of the VAT or collect another percentage of VAT if for any legal reasons she needs to apply, let's say, 8% of collection, or she can indicate that that income is not VAT applicable because it's just a reimbursement, for example, or it's an income coming from another European country. Thanks to this feature, Elia will securitize the VAT she collects, and this is very important because quite often freelancers, and most precisely newbies, spend the VAT money they collect, and this is an amount of money that doesn't belong to them. Elia will also save time while managing VAT and also have a better insight on her earnings real time. Sounds good. Now Elia is going to activate the third space we have built, the setbacks space, the one that is going to help her save money to face unexpected issues such as longer time in between commissions or VAT she needs to advance because she hasn't received the billing yet. She creates the space, and from now on, every time she receives a bank transfer, she will receive a notification she can use to manage the income on the go or directly put all the money in her main account. Elia chooses to manage the income on the go, and because she has activated previously the VAT space, the feature suggests her to collect 21% of the space of the VAT. She can, of course, adapt this amount, and because that income is quite high, we suggest her to set money aside for setbacks, 20%. She can, of course, change this percentage and directly see how many money she's really gonna earn and will be injected into her main account. Oh, all right, thanks to that feature, Elia is gonna save progressively and automatically every time she gets a billing, every time she earns money. She's gonna save time while managing savings and also have a better insight on the earnings. All right, then all the features can be enabled independently, but if they are enabled all together, they are gonna work interdependently to help Elia meet her deadlines, securitize the VAT, set money aside, save money aside for setbacks, have a better insight on her earnings, and most importantly, focus on doing her best UX UI job. And now that we know what we are gonna build and why, let's see what the plan is. I sent a survey to freelancers asking them which feature we should build now, which one next, and which one later, according to their needs and pain points. All right, so now we are ready to start further designing the 3 features, starting by the first one, the setbacks, and ask for freelancers' feedback. Thank you very much for listening, and please feel free to share your feedback and questions.
Good job, Julia. Very good. I get that. That was organized. No. Oh my gosh.
Wait, sorry.
So, any of you have any question there?
I have a question, Julia. So you presented 3 features. So in the final slides, you were saying that based on your user research, you were going to start with the first one, right?
Freelancers voted that we should start with the one I presented on 3rd place, which is setbacks.
Okay, setbacks.
Yeah, because according to their experience or their answers, they really struggle to save money to face unexpected issues. So they would really appreciate like using a tool or a feature that would help them better manage their savings.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see the chat. No, all the people is congratulating you. But another question?
Yeah, hi.
Okay.
Congrats, Julia, for a very good presentation. I really like the way that you focused on the benefits and how you managed to understand the jobs to be done of your persona. I'm quite impressed by that, so congrats on highlighting that. Also, appreciate the effort you put in on the prototypes you created. It's something that we know it's very difficult. It takes quite some time, and yours is very, very polished. And I have a question related to what you mentioned in one of your first slides, which was well, you mentioned how to make that through these features, you will make the product grow. So I wanted you, if you want to elaborate on that, what do you mean by growth? So
sure.
that's a vast subject, and I wanted to understand, like, what's your take on this, and if you're focusing more on acquisition, retention, maybe other ways in which the product can grow through loops, or so I wanted to hear from you what you had on your mind when you said that.
Yeah, sure. So I think that we have like 2 fronts or 2 ways in front of us. The first one would be a way we can explore with our already existing users, the freelancers that already have a business bank account, that are going to discover that feature directly using the app. So they are going to adopt our feature and keep using it, and maybe also feel like happy to discover that feature, because we discussed during the bootcamp, and we understood that nowadays N26 business feature doesn't match 100% business needs. So I think there is a margin of progression there, and we can build a few things or some things that we expect are going to help freelancers. So this toolkit with 3 features is going to be like rewarding them and helping them, so retaining them. And also the second way I expect to explore is that if our freelancer customers like the feature, they are going to spread the word around them, because freelancers share a lot their tools, both for managing or for UX or whatever. So I think there is a viral opportunity there. It won't be viral, but it would act like this, like spreading the word. And if we get more users, we can make the product grow, because I think there is, as I said, a good opportunity there. Because I've also read a fact that says that 1/3 of freelancers or small medium directors think that their bank is not supporting them for their financial administration. So if we bring them more support or than our concurrents, maybe we can like position ourselves in a good place and get more freelancers from there. And also Generation Z goes for freelancers. Like 90% of teenagers in the USA want to be freelancers. So if we are able to start working with them pretty soon, those are like users that fit N26 market or target personas.
Awesome. I think you explained very well these two fuels, both acquisition and retention. If you want, you can think about how you would make the product viral in the freelancer community, because I also think that could have some potential there. But again, thanks a lot for the presentation. It was awesome, and congrats.
So,
thank you.
Okay, we will go. Thank you, Julia. It's your time to relax. You did it. So we will go to our next PM, that is Claudia Infantes.
Hi. Let me check. I have to present. Let me check. Okay. Let me know when you see my screen, please.
Now we can see it.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So, shall we begin?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So, hi, my name is Claudia, and I am a student of the allWomen Bootcamp. And I'm here to present you my solution to the N26 challenge, which, as you can tell from this image in the first slide, is kind of like a Rubik's Cube. But you will understand later why I'm referring to this image, very powerful image. As Patricia stated in her presentation of N26, the N26 needs to increase usage of the N26 account and also needs to deepen the relationship with customers. When I faced this challenge, I firstly wanted to get to know what customers think about N26, right? What I found out is that in the internet, around 20% of the N26 customers are not very satisfied with N26, particularly regarding customer attention. And there is an 8% of them who complain that their accounts are locked, frozen, or closed without any previous notice whatsoever from the bank, which is quite critical because they don't have access to their accounts for an uncertain period of time. The following thing that I wanted to get to know is how did customers or users behave financially speaking? So for that, I went to several documents from banks and fintechs, etc. And I found out that there is a 47% of customers of banking who agree that it's critical for banks to treat them as humans, not just as a customer. And there is also a 31% of people who agree that banks should help them reduce their stress in their life. And also 67% of people and customers that expect more proactive and personalized recommendations and advices from their banks. Right, so this is regarding the documents in the internet, but I wanted to get direct access to insights from consumers, well, both from N26 and non-N26. So I conducted 7 different interviews, and after gathering all this information, I was ready to build my persona, who is Lola Muñoz. She's a millennial. She's 37 years old, a marketing project manager, married with 1 son and living in Barcelona. And she's super proud of her saving system. Basically, her goals is saving for the short and long term, and if at all possible, using a single app for these goals. Her needs are also to have a very good customer attention regarding from her bank, also having a joint account with a partner to help her saving, both individual and as a partner, and also controlling her expenses is very important for her. As for her frustration and pain points, Lola is constantly checking her account because she's afraid that there would happen any strange movement in her account, that is duplicated receipts, whatever. So she's always looking at her account, really worried. Also, she doesn't have enough confidence in a startup to trust her money, which is kind of a problem for N26. And also, she finds statistics not surprising at all in all the banking accounts she has already checked. So after gathering all this information, I was ready to build my hypothesis, which is that by offering proactively notifications to customers seeking to alleviate their financial stress, we could help them to take control of their financial situation, which would increase engagement and trust to N26. And we will know this to be true if there is a 25% increase in the registered customers using their account on a weekly basis, and also if there is a 50% increase in the CTR of the notifications. Right, so I built my hypothesis, and now I wanted to test the notifications. So I drew a list of notifications, and I tested with millennials through a survey. And what I extracted from this survey was that most of them find these notifications really interesting because it gave them time to take actions on any potential issue that might happen to their account. They also felt that these notifications could really help them to have more control over their money and their expenses. And also, it was really important for them to find a balance between informing and invading their privacy. So, for example, and another thing that I extracted from the survey was that there were 2 notifications that I found it super powerful and interesting, that it was completely, they were disregarded by these people doing the survey because they didn't find it useful, or because they felt that it was too invasive to their privacy. I also conducted an A/B test in order to try to find the best tone and information to include in this type of notifications. So after doing the research, I was ready to build the MVP, the solution, which includes, to begin with, to give the customers the possibility to set up whether they wanted to receive the notifications by email or by push notifications, because we don't want to overwhelm our customers with too many notifications by too many different channels. So the second, as per the notifications, the 2 most valued and 2 more important, according to the survey, were the notification of recurring check-ins happening in their account. And this is particularly aimed for these 8% of customers complaining that their N26 might close or freeze their accounts without any prior notice. So by letting them know that this verification occurs in their account, they might have time to actually do something with their money, or to get in contact with N26. So this would give them this control. Also, the second notification that was most valued by in the survey was the risk of overdraft, informing the customers that there is a risk for them to get overdraft because they wouldn't have enough money in their accounts when a receipt is coming in the following days. So this is a MVP, and as for the second release, I also followed the conclusions I extracted in the survey. So there are 5 notifications in this second release to be taken into account, which is the notification informing the customer that there are 2 similar receipts being charged in their account. So watch out, there might be a problem there. Also, the notification that there is a subscription or fee to any service they have contracted, and historically speaking, the system detects that it has been increased. So they might have time to talk to the provider to solve this situation. Also, the alert, the notification alerting the customer that they have activated a subscription, for example, with Amazon. So in case it wasn't them, they would still have time to solve the situation. And the notification of a charge or a receipt arriving to their account, which is over the average, taking into account the historical expenses that happens in the customer's account. And the very last one, it's like a very the happy one is, hey, you are receiving a reimbursement, so good news. In case it is not correct, please contact your retailer, because that's important. For the third release, I believe that N26 should already have enough information and data from the customers to be able to start offering personalized insights and advices by means of artificial intelligence and machine learning, which could offer a lot of value to customers to help them feel secure and take control of their financial situation. Also, I believe that building stronger partnerships with other third parties, such as Amazon or MediaMarkt or Carrefour, would also help N26 to increase and build up the engagement with their customers. So this is about the solution, and what I wanted to tackle with this notification solution is a problem of transparency of N26 when it comes to communicate certain things happening or problems happening in the customer's account. Also, I wanted to increase the trust of the customers to a startup such as N26, and also I believe that for N26 having the opportunity to offer personalized experiences to millennials and Generation Z who are eager to have this type of personalized experience by means of artificial intelligence will be an exceptional opportunity. However, we don't want our customers to get lost in notifications, right? So going back to the first image of the Rubik's Cube, I wanted to remember that notifications would be like small pieces of this complex device that must be constantly moving. They must be constantly tested in order to find the perfect tone and information so that all the pieces are perfectly aligned to build this powerful solution that would allow N26 to show the customers that N26 knows them, that N26 cares about them, and they protect them. Thank you very much. Any question?
Very good, yeah. Further applause. Question there?
I have a question, actually. Hey, Claudia.
Hi.
So first of all, also thank you very much for your presentation. I think this is really a product that I would love to have in my bank. So maybe I have to switch over to N26 if that's going to be implemented. And my question is, I was wondering how you got the ideas of which kinds of notifications you might want to send to your users, and how you selected which ones for your user survey.
I basically did a brainstorming, and I also did a lot of research of other products that are already there in other countries, such as the States or even in Asia. They are already there are a lot of banks and fintechs already offering this type of information. So I based on this type of information and also brainstorming. I thought, what as a user I would like to be aware of in case there is a problem with my account. So, and also I wasn't truly sure about it, so that's why I conducted the survey, and which helped me really quite a lot, because, for example, one of the notifications I had to disregard was one of that I found super useful, but everybody hated it actually, which was like giving the opportunity to people to avoid overdraft, being overdraft by means of automatically moving money from the savings account to the main account. And I thought that was a great idea, and everybody thought, no. I wouldn't like that. I want to have the chance to do it by myself. So yeah, basically a lot of research and brainstorming and asking people also. It's very, very fundamental. I hope that helps to answer your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
I have another question. Well, first of all, thank you so much. I really liked your presentation, how you closed with the same idea as at the beginning with the Rubik's Cube. It's nice. I think that at some point you presented the numbers that you would use, the metrics that you would use to measure if the idea was a success or not, right? And you presented like a plus 25% of weekly usage and plus, okay. How did you get those numbers?
Yeah, because when doing the challenge, we were asking Patricia for several details of how the number of recurrent users that they had, and I think that it was a 25. They have already a 25% of the users that they use recurrently their account. So I believe that by my proposition was that by offering them this service, this solution, there should be an increase of another 25% until reaching maybe 55% of users recurrently using their account on a weekly basis. So that's why I got the information. Yeah, so thanks to Patricia.
Well, it was, let's say, it was fake numbers, but they're not.
Yeah, I know that they were fake numbers, but it's like, okay, we have this basic, and now I know what I want to, my objective, no? What's my goal regarding numbers? So that was what I hope we could get with this solution implemented in N26.
Yeah, but
it seemed a lot to me, but it's like real life. We are always just balancing between fake numbers and reality. So.
Yeah. I know. I mean, but we have to be bold, right? And I truly believe that it really provides a lot of value to customers. So I think that, yeah, maybe why not?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, I have a final question on my side. Again, congrats and good to see the work done. So when you're talking about artificial intelligence, and how do you see that happening?
Yeah, for example, I was thinking that imagine that you have, like historically speaking, your customer receives every month a salary, right? And all of a sudden, they receive a reduced amount of salary, a reduced amount of money every month. So the bank could detect that there is a problem there. So the bank, with all the information that has gathered, might be able to offer the customer, I don't know, a discount. Hey, would you like to take this discount with Amazon? Or, hey, maybe you have two similar subscriptions to similar service providers, such as Amazon, Netflix, etc. Maybe you will want us to cancel any of them, or, like being able to help them actually relieve their pain, their financial stress. But I'm thinking about that type of solutions.
Okay, that's a good way. It's a whole new stream of work, but definitely, I think, very well thought.
Thank you.
Okay. So, applause, Claudia, and we will go to our next PM, that is Donatella.
Hello.
Hello, Donatella. We are now seeing your screen very fast, very well.
Okay, working, yeah? You listen me? Hello, everyone. Oops, no, this moment. Okay, now working well. Hello, everyone. I'm Donatella Giardinelli. I'm in interior design since I moved in Barcelona. I've been working in a customer service, and now I'm an experienced product manager. Today, I'm going to show you my challenge for N26 Bank. For this project, I made the research to finding a problem specifically in customer service experience. Which point I want to, in this moment. For finding my metrics for finding a problem is interview 16 customers, a potential a new one, a continue researching through a blog and website. Here on the right, you can see some of this feedback. I decided to create an average user persona. His name is Francisco Pon, 33 years old. He's from Girona. He's cloud engineer. He lives with his dog, Almiro. Francisco is an independent worker and traveler. He spends all his free time and money in traveler and beer and reading on the beach. He needed control of every aspect in his life, planning to embody wanted surprise. The goal of Francisco is to have a safe bank. He can rely whatever in the world he is. He wants to like a qualified and excellently rated bank. He wants to fit for his needs time efficient. What we don't like Francisco is have a bank who him cannot trust, or maybe because he is online, he doesn't have an agreement to do so. Given his hectic lifestyle, he hates wasting his time. For example, waiting on a conversation with online tech support. He don't know to say direct to solution. So if we concentrate on what Francisco thinks, the frustration of San Francisco is N26 doesn't have a physical office. I'm forced to talk a virtual assistant. I don't want to talk to a different person and display my problem all over. It's a waste of time. So the goal for Francisco is have a local customer. I want to feel like me and my money are being looked after. I want to the people who turn to advise issues on my account to be trustworthy, acknowledgeable. Now we focus to the real problem of Francisco or the user. The majority of the people who I interviewed doesn't choose N26 like a main bank. He doesn't have a physical office. I think the customer service is not efficient. Everybody knows improving their customer service is vital to attract new customers, but in the feedback, improving N26 virtual assistants is just an efficient tentative to transform this bank in a main bank. So how can I solve the problem of the user? The first option to give a personal account manager, creating an avatar for employer. The second one, the agent can use a video call so the client can see the face. The last one is create a new app. The client can access to the message history, what did he talking about, and with who. The client wasn't satisfied with the agents he spoke in the past, so he can choose a new one, OneNote. So the solution is to create a new app, implementing employee avatar to humanize the online chat. The customer can access to the history, select the preferred advisor. The outcome is maximize the interactive with a certain efficient, seamless experience for the customer. Taking in consideration customer feedback, of course, we make a customer feel valued and a result customer loyalty. Humanize the chat service supported by multiple personalities, a result familiar experience. We often attract new customers. So we try to move like a user. I have a problem, reporting my problem from the app. I open in the chat. In this way, I contact the customer service. I can choose the expert for my problem. It's not a bot. Open a new chat box. Solve the problem, if it's possible. Solve the problem with the relevant expert. Close the chat box. And next, if I have the same problems, I can open the old one, if my experience was good, or if my previous experience is not really the best, I can open a new chat with another advisor. So now we have 24/7 assistance via chat. The chat box supporting applied with chat for the standard UCard account. And for the meta wall, the same mass online dedicated. Next, they can choose, all of them, they can choose to talk to or open or to talk to a different advisor. Later, they can Open hold on your chat. Choose who to talk to. Consult your message history if you need to, and if they want, customize the service. This is my prototype. You can see there's a chat area. If you put in the chat area in the sketch, you can see in the first part, you can choose an accent. Depending the issues, the user can choose a personal assistant or the suitable area expertise. In this case, we have Miriam, Javier, Elena. The customer have a normal problem, so choose to speak with Javier, online banking advisor. And when open the chat with Javier, explain the problem, resolve the problem, and later, one time finish and resolve the problem, they can tap on the button. The expert who spoke will be automatically added to his favorite list. When the chat is closed, automatically is saved. The message history is totally is in memory, and the customer, if he needs, can read every time he wants. The last picture, in the last thread, you can see maybe in the future, always the user have the same problem and don't want to explain another advisor the problem he has, choose always Javier. Sure, only if he thinks Javier is a good one for help him. Just to make a quick resume. So now the customer have a folder management option, and these things maybe can improve the user experience and increase the customer engagement and loyalty. Thank you very much for your attention.
Very good, Donatella. So I don't know if there is any question.
Hello, I have a question. Okay, first, congratulations, Donatella. I think I also really liked your drawings that you did. Not digital is really well done. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. The user, the prototype also.
But they looked really well. I have a question. So you're proposing a solution, a more personalized solution across all customers. Will you consider to offer that more personalized experience for customers that are actually buying an account? Because you are proposing a solution for a more personalized experience in terms of the customer service. I understand the problem, but you're proposing to offer to all customers independently of a customer buying an account or not. Would you consider to actually offer that more personalized experience just to customers that are actually paying an account, like, for example, you customers or metal customers?
I hope so. It's a service for all accounts. It's sure how I can see the premium era. It should have a different customer service, of course, because it's a cost. There's a cost to pay an advisor. I'm working on that, so I know if you need a specialist one, maybe you have to plan the chat box in different way. But the idea is not, yes, there's avatar and the agents, but the idea is to save the time when he chooses a particular agent. So if it's a fraud, the agents don't have to ask to someone, how can I call the police? How can I locate the card? But it's ready to affront this problem. Is more in this way. I hope so. Is for all accounts, the free one, the U one, the metal one. But for maybe for the test, we can try with the premium one.
Okay.
Just for to be test, I don't know, just to.
It's okay. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you very much.
Any other question? No. Okay.
Just, I leave the person. Okay.
There is one in the chat. No. Okay. Okay, Donatella, thank you very much. So we will start now presenting the PM of Signaturi. So Laura will be explaining the challenge for this company. So thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Ines. Do you see my screen, right? And you can hear me? Yes?
Yeah, now.
Okay, so well done, Donatella, Julia, and Claudia. And good luck to the Signa girls. I'm Laura, and I'm a product owner in Signaturit. And this is the Signa challenge I prepare for all women. So Signaturit is a legal tech startup company founded in Barcelona in 2013. We have thousands of customers over 40 countries, being market leaders in Spain, and we are expanding right now in Europe, especially in France. The company has a team of more than 100 Signa buddies from 17 nationalities. We have our headquarters here in Barcelona, in the Port de Nou, when we used to go to the office. And this is a company truly involved in inclusion and diversity. This is something I'm really, really proud of. And then, well, there were some links for the girls to better know the company. Our mission is to provide market leader technological solution that enables online transactions with a special focus on establishing a close relationship with our customers. Our vision to deliver trust in the digital environment, enable people to use digital tools to increase their productivity and efficiency in the performance of their work. We are a B2B company. These are some of our customers, and we offer solutions for different use cases, from human resources, real estate, sales, financial, and so on. In regards of the product, we have three main products that are the certified communications that we can track with legal security. This means the old burofax in Spain, for example, something that you want to be delivered digitally, and you want to be sure that it has been delivered, it has been opened, it has been downloaded, or whatever level of legal security you may need. For example, for a legal notice or a bill, a change in a contract, something like that. Then our main product is the electronic signature, that we offer three different types of signature. One is simple, one is advanced, that can be divided into biometric or with digital certificate, and then the qualified. Offering these three types of services or signatures make us unique in the UA market. And then we have the EID services, that are technologies that allow us to recognize the partners in a transaction. For example, if you want to be sure that somebody is signing a contract and you would like to have a scan his DNA, okay? Our pricing is based on licenses and credits, and we offer these services through our dashboard, and also we can offer an integration with an API. This is more or less the structure we work with. In product, we have teams formed by a PO, a UX UI designer, Scrum Master, front ends, back ends, and QA, manual and automation. Then we work very closely with support, customer success, sales, marketing, and then another part that can be called tech or R&D, that is working on machine learning, blockchain, PKI, and DevOps. Then we have other stakeholders internally that may be people, legal, and operations. The Signa challenge I propose to the girls is to think about themselves as a PO in charge of Signaturit's dashboard, for the Spanish market. Sorry, the North Star metric would be the volume, and the objective for this year is to master the human resources vertical. The challenge is the creation and management of the request. It is still very manual and lengthy, and only 300 of the HR users think that the solution provides at this moment all they need to go completely digitized. Then the COVID-19 crisis arrived, so digital transformation is now mandatory. We have doubled the requests, so everybody has to go digital. Everybody has to use this kind of tools, so we need to keep up the pace. Retention is key because we don't want them to use Signatory during the crisis and then go back to pen and paper. And we need to keep an eye on performance, of course, because we are like doubling all the requests. This channel meant, hopefully, for the girls that choose it, stepping out of the comfort zone and trying someone else's shoes. I think, I'm sorry about that. This is especially true because being a B2B company is kind of, well, it's a good exercise for the girls to try to do this challenge. Then we have some cool technologies like machine learning and so on that can be implemented in the solution maybe. And last but not least, using Signatory, you will be helping to save a lot of trees. So what else? This is, well, everything that was made for the girls to do this challenge. So on Signatory account, the training materials, and some news and so on. So that's mainly everything.
Thank you, Laura.
I was very quick. I don't want to steal any time from the girls, so good luck.
So the first PM for Signatory will be Maria Alejandra.
Yes, hello, hi everyone. Okay, let me share my screen. You are seeing it right now. I cannot see you, so if someone can confirm, please.
Yeah, we can hear you and see you.
Okay, this is the presentation. Yeah?
Yes, the presentation as well.
Cool. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Maria. I'm a product enthusiast and a student at allWomen's Bootcamp. And today I want to share with you what I've been working on in the last 10 weeks. Today you will learn about potential solutions to win among HR professionals, so you can iterate on this idea for future developments. Signatory, if you're listening. So human resources, or in modern tech companies, people operations. So we know they're there to support our career development and to ensure that we have a safe workplace. And if something bad happens, they will have our back. But if we dig into the responsibilities, we might find that usually they have a lot on their plate. So they help us with the hiring, they help us find these new colleagues, with the onboarding to integrate in our new company, as well as with promotions. They are involved in the process of advancing our career, as well as finding benefits we can enjoy. And they also keep track of our employment records and performance assessments. And when we decide to move on to a new challenge, then they will help us with the exit process. However, all these responsibilities create documentation. They need to do a lot of documentation, and it's not really only one type. It's usually related to a lot of different things in terms of employment contracts, GDPR consents, tax forms, audits, compliance, and maybe many other topics we can be thinking about right now. So what is really the problem? I'll introduce you to Ana. Ana, she is from Madrid, and she lives in Barcelona. She has been working 7 years in HR for medium-sized companies, and she studied psychology and later on did a master's in human resources management. Ana is really passionate about helping people and sharing her learnings with fellow peers, as well as she wants to become an HR leader one day. And she keeps up to date with the industry and trends to learn more about employee changing needs. She also dislikes admin work. She thinks it's boring, repetitive, and very time-consuming. She can spend up to 3 hours a day doing these tasks, these activities, and she doesn't have any tools to do so. She uses classic printer, scanner, pen, and paper. So to validate this problem, I conducted a research with 10 HR professionals through interviews and a survey, and this is what I've learned. So 90% of participants still use printer and scanner to sign documents. So classic, they have any other tools to handle this documentation. They also prioritize the work depending on these activities, so they don't really focus on employee well-being or development. And also there's the demanding need of automating these processes. This was one of the most common feedbacks I got during the research. Also, if we look at the evolution of the HR role, as well as the evolution of our ways of working, HR is evolving. So HR leaders, they need to leverage technology and analytics to assess the workplace. They also need to learn about employees' life and different career stages, as well as becoming a proactive function instead of reactive and support business leaders. So HR specialists, they don't want to be doing administrative work. They want to spend most of their time helping employees, developing the company, and also making the workplace a better place to be. So how can we ensure that Signature is not only adding value in digitalizing signatures, but also helping professionals, reducing the time they spend on these activities? In other words, how might we make paperwork more bearable? So my hypothesis. So by customizing Signature's dashboard with personalized binders, HR specialists will reduce the time spent on documentation by 50%, and the amount of requests will increase by 30%. So how will we measure success? By keeping track of number of bindings created, as well as the volume of requests, and also we would like to understand if this affects this new feature will affect the time from when the document is sent to when the document is signed. So this means that recipients will sign the document faster, as well as conducted in-app surveys to learn, to gather feedback and learn how much time HR specialists are spending on this task. So what is the solution? The solution is to create a personalized binders with preset signatures and messages that will allow users to send documents faster. Okay, but what is really a binder then? Then a binder is a collection of documents categorized by topics. At least you have a little picture of what is a binder in the traditional world. So let me guide you through the MVP. MVP binders feature. So but to add this new feature, we will need to create a new tab in the Signature dashboard, as you can see there, and this will be the overview that the user will have when you go into the dashboard. So let's say this user has created already 3 binders, and now if they want to create a new one, they will press in the plus button, and then they will take you to the creation flow. So the user will first put the binder name and then select the type of signature. This means that every document that goes through this feature, this tool, will have a specific type of signature. In this case, will be the advanced signature. Then the user will select the preloaded templates already in the tool, add a predetermined message that will show every time they send the documents through this binder, and then they will confirm that all the elements are correct. Then cool, we have the new binder. So now in only 3 steps, HR specialists will be able to send documentation through this feature. So first, they will select the documents that they previously uploaded. Maybe this time they want to send only 2 documents instead of all of them. And the user will add contacts previously synced in the tool, or perhaps adding new contacts. And then they will confirm all these elements. Maybe they want to modify the message and press send. And this will be Anna's face the first time she's using the tool. So what is the objective of binders? We want to translate HR specialist responsibilities into the dashboard. So it's easy for them to send documentation and also provide a peace of mind when it comes to organizing. Okay, classic question in Proto. Why should we build this? So do it once, save it for later. HR specialists, they want to spend time wisely. They don't want to do repetitive tasks, as I mentioned. And if we are successful, then they might be reducing the time they spend on documentation by at least 30 hours a month. Also, this is not really groundbreaking. We are reusing existing features in Signature's dashboard, but I believe by packaging these features, we will be able to maximize the value we are giving to the users. And last, we will increase the number of requests. This means more credits, and then it will be translated in more revenue for the company. And then it follows Signature's vision to enable HR specialists to work in a more effective way. And then how does the big picture look like? So you just saw the MVP, where the user can create, edit, and send documents. Then followed by, we can add more granular settings, as adding a type of signature to each document within a binder, or add multiple predetermined messages that they could use, as well as sharing the feature within their team. As again, we don't want them to do repetitive work that it can be shared already. And later on, we can add a personalization into the user experience by also suggesting type of templates depending on the context they are working on and the industry. And we can gather data from other platforms as contacts, documents, or other related tasks for the user. And then that's it. Happy to take any questions, and thanks for listening.
Oh, sí, me too. So thank you, Ale. Very good. There is any question there in the audience?
Yes, me. Man, you really took us a long way. I really felt your excitement and joy of talking about this. I can really tell that you liked the exercise and the challenge, and you totally took advantage of all the methods that we went through. So congrats. It was a very good presentation. My question would be about the launch strategy. So I would like a few words or phrases of if you have thought about how are you going to launch this MVP, obviously, and also in the context of working for a software as a service company, which might be quite different than working for a B2C company. So
I think the MVP will need further validation. So in terms of like user testing, and actually this was the prototype concept, so it will need really to be designed by a designer. And then I think one of the best ways would be to test it as an A/B test to learn if actually has an impact in the request and also in the engagement of the users. And also later on, you can, once we gather feedback, then we can think about if it actually makes sense to have the features in the next one that would be more like either more granular settings, or to perhaps another feature will become more relevant. But I think the first step to think about a release will be to actually validate the MVP.
True. Okay. It's a very good phasing process. Thanks, Alejandra. Maria.
Thank you.
Congrats.
More question there?
Yeah, one question. It may be a tricky one, but how could you deal with this feature built for HR purposes with other kind of users that we have currently using the dashboard? I mean, will you do like some kind of signature, something separated for them?
I think, the tool can be used for any type of user. Like in every sector, you have different type of documentation that is sent regularly. Like if you work in sales, you have like deals contracts. So I think it can be built in a way that is expandable to any type of context. Because at the end, I think this task, yes, in HR, because they want to focus more on people, but also in any other context, it will be useful. If you work maybe in a supply chain role, you need to send contacts to providers or to sign a lot of paperwork. So I think it can be applicable. And we can think about then a freemium model. Well, maybe this is only exclusive to business customers, or like maybe explore more that side.
Good, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. If there is no more question, we can go. Thank you, Ale. Thank you, Maria. Sorry.
Thank you.
We can go with Laura, our next PM.
Hello, everyone. Okay. Can you see my screen in presentation mode?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, hello, everyone. My name is Laura. I'm a product manager under construction, and I'm coming from project and research, social oriented. And during my time, I would like to share with you what I built to make HR workflow more digital and automatic. But before to get into my project, I like to share with you my favorite drawing for my quarantine, because I think it's appropriate to start talking about our challenge. Since I'm living in Spain, on different occasions, my employment contract come with errors, especially with my last name. I always had to do copy of my passport, of my NIE, and do it again. Sometimes HR called me to tell me that I would have to go back to the gestoria because I forgotten to sign one page of the contract. Sometimes my papers are lost, but I'm sure that all of us have lost time than anything else in this process. As Heide. I would like to introduce to you Heide. She's a 40-year-old. She lives in Barcelona, and she's a HR manager for a small business with less than 70 employees. Heide played a behind-the-scene role in onboarding and hiring process, and she's responsible for the legal paperwork. But her company in the last year started a digital transformation, and Heide know that it's totally necessary, but her work became complicated because he didn't have enough knowledge on digital tools, and manual processes are time-consuming. And this frustration take time away from her goals and hinder her challenge. Avoid manual processes and communicate company value. So to start thinking about how to help Heide to achieve her goal, I need to go deeper into the context of Spain, understand the market that I'm in focus, and recognize one obstacle that I can jump, that is the public administration, and identify some opportunity to improve the product. In my study, I found that small and medium enterprise generate almost the 72% of the total employee in Spain. Then this is important data for me, and then explain why. But government implemented public resource and measures to support small and medium enterprise to go more digital. And this is important because most of the time, this kind of transformation are skipped for the money they can cost. And the good news is that 57% of this kind of business have already started the digital transformation process of the HR. And other interesting data is that search trends for digital signatures are grow a lot in Spain in the recent month. Of course, it's related with the COVID situation. So following my research and getting myself closer to Heide, I found a sort of confirmation in G2 from the reviews that the market of signatures will be have to do the small and business enterprise. Because the people who wrote the review, most of them identified themselves as HR professional from this kind of business. And during the interview that I do, most of the time we was talking about time spending and the digital lacks of the HR sector. And finally, I observed the first time then a user doing a task in Signaturit, in concrete the advanced signature, and I found 5 main pain points. The first one is that the user spent more than 1 minute to find the button new request. Then he gets confusing for the message drag and drops element here outside the document. After he asked to me why there are not a smart guide like in Instagram to align the widgets. Then he looking for a zoom in, zoom out button. And finally, the user canceled all the elements assigned one to one of the signatures and had to start again all the process. So he definitely missed a draft, like a draft folder. So how to automate the process and reduce time spent in creation requests? My solution is that with a machine learning implementation that automatically places and fill boxes on the document, we can automate the process of creating requests for HR especially, and almost everyone, And then the time dedicated to achieve this task will be reduced. And so let's go to see how this could be work. In my MVP is based on text analysis and keyword extraction. User be upload a document in a signature, and signature recognize which and where boxes must be placed. Users will be skipped to the preview, and then here confirm the placement one by one, or confirm all together. And then send the document like always. In the next phase of my project, we will start working on fill automatically some of the boxes. But to do this, we have to build the profile, the company profile first. And in this part, the HR specialist should be enter the company data, and once this is done, signatory can be fill the corresponding data from the corresponding boxes. So, and then information about city and date of the signatory will be extracted from the IP if the client allow it. And so the phase 2 of my project will be implicated also the receive. So when the person who has to sign the document receive it, they can take a picture of the ERD, for example, in this case, the NIA, and then the application extract information necessary to fill the boxes. And I think that this feature is a good way to delegate part of the work, and at the same time, it provides identify validation. And about the data of the city and the date of the thing is want to be working like before. So this is, in conclusion, this is my roadmap. And even if it's not at all the easier solution that I could find, I consider it that machine learning implementation is the best way to solve the problem of our user, and is a good match with our challenge. And definitely train an algorithm to perform a task, improve efficiency. And I think it's easy to test because we can create different clickable prototypes that show us how to user respond to this new UX flow. And if these tests validate our hypothesis, we will start to do an A/B test using some already existing technology. And after the large path to train the algorithm, finally we can launch the next version of Signatory. And this is all by me. Thank you. Some question?
Thank you, Lara. Any question?
Well, I have a question. How did you come to the idea of using machine learning?
How? I have to be honest. In a call with you, we are talking about why I have to put one by one the boxes on the document. This is struggle. This is large. It's a large project, and I think if Instagram can put something in my face, we can put boxes on one document. This is the real reason why I think about it.
So you actually felt the pain of the user putting all the widgets.
Yeah. The first time that I do the first time I spend like 20 minutes to put all the widgets, because in a contract there are a lot of boxes that you have to put. So I think it's possible to automate this process.
Very good, very good.
More questions?
Ciao, Laura.
Ciao.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Man, you've all been amazing so far, and we have so few people left to show us their skills. I liked your presentation as well, and you've touched some important points, and you've been very bold proposing the machine learning algorithm. I'm gonna be the bad cop here and I'm gonna be like the your team lead from the tech side, and I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna tell you that the machine learning is very, very complex, and it's going to take like 1 year to solve it. Or let's say if you get more people on board, you can have something in like 4 months. Have you thought of alternatives that can solve the same problem? Obviously, maybe with not the same user experience, but with a lower cost. Thinking about our ways of prioritization and other alternatives.
Yes, yeah, I think about it. I choose the machine learning just because the impact will be very, very big. But I know that the easy way to solve this solution is changing all the dashboard. So this is my.
Then it will not take 4 months.
Just simplify the dashboard. I don't know if I can. I do a little prototype, but maybe we can just put more bottom, like can I? That's okay. If we put 3 bottom to new advanced signature, new simple signature, and new email certified, there are the free product, the free main product. Maybe the part of the steps we can cancel part of the step of the user journey, or maybe we can put the save bottom, or just a zoom in, zoom out. We can do something more easy than machine learning in the middle, and we can use that the document of the user to train the machine. Maybe.
We have some students that are now doing like faces recognition, and they have like 3 months class. So maybe it's not so, you have to change your technical. We have some people here. Very good.
There is, I would just add a comment. There is also a technology called optical character recognition that recognizes each one of the characters, and maybe there is something like that can be done, like a list of keywords, and the program just checks if the keywords are on the document. After name keyword, there is always a fill blank place, for example. So it's not machine learning, it's just identifying. So maybe it can be useful to do a minimum or a test prototype.
Yeah, this is in my mind.
Nice.
Using all.
So thank you. I don't know if we don't have more questions. We can go with Saki next PM, fortunately.
Okay, let me begin to share my screen and get this set up.
We can see now.
Great. Okay. Let me just test something here. Okay, great. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Saki. I'm really passionate about entrepreneurship and figuring out what makes businesses successful. I enjoyed taking this product course, and I'm excited to share my project with you. So let's jump right in. Everyone loves a good marriage story, right? You know, the one where 2 people meet, they find out they have common goals, they fall in love, and they decide to join together in a union of marriage. Well, tonight I have a marriage story for you. This marriage story takes place here in Spain at the desk of a brand new product manager. That product manager is me. I'm in charge of the Spanish market, and my focus is to solve problems for HR professionals within Spain. My North Star metric, or my key measure of success, is volume. This evening, I will share with you how we can increase the volume of HR professional users in Spain on the Signatory platform by providing a solution that HR professionals will find useful in their daily work. So, what is happening in the Spanish market lately? Yes, we must address the elephant in the room. While the unemployment figures are unpleasant now, there are signs of stabilization and an expected rebound in economic activity in 2021. Oh, look, my HR friends, whom we expect to be a lot busier in 2021, are here to tell us what they do. And like true friends, they're here to tell us their problems too. Meet Lakshmi. She's from Barcelona. She's been an HR generalist for about 3 years now, and she has a typical task such as recruitment and onboarding. Her favorite responsibility is leading training for new hires. Important to note are her frequently used apps. Okay. She uses PeopleSoft. This is a customer relationship management application. She uses Box, cloud content platform, and JobVite, an applicant tracking system that has comprehensive candidate relationship management database for managing contacts. After speaking to Lakshmi and other HR professionals, I identified common needs, persistent frustrations, and general inefficiencies that they experience during their work week. For example, HR professionals need to create individual data files for each applicant and employee. HR professionals need to use this data on various platforms. Applicants need to sign and send back documents faster. Administrative paperwork takes a lot of time. And HR professionals need to be organized. Okay, so Houston, we have problems. Currently, the Signatory platform solves some of their problems, but not all. So what else can be done to help to accomplish these tasks? I took a look at how the Signatory dashboards operated and thought about how they could better address the needs of HR professionals. This is a dashboard, all requests. At the moment, the dashboard is categorized by type of signature. A user must click through by category to see a document's status. The document requests are ordered by latest activity. This is a dashboard contacts. A user can manually import contacts and search through them by typing out their name in the search box. A user can edit or delete by clicking on these dots. And the functionality of this dashboard ends here. In my evaluation of this dashboard, I noticed that a user cannot click on a name to find out what activity has passed or is pending for them. Aha! Taking into consideration that HR professionals are in contact with multiple people and need to simplify their workflow, a solution would be to combine those two dashboards and some functionality that would facilitate better organization, people tracking, and uploading onto other platforms. So, welcome to the wedding of dashboard all requests and dashboard contacts. So what has changed? Now, a user will be able to search for a contact by first or last name using an alphabetical strip here. Once a user has been found, they can click on their name to open a view of documents related to that contact. Pending and completed documents will be automatically added under a contact's name. there's still an option, or there will be an option here, to send a reminder to sign documents that are in progress. And finally, a user can download completed documents from this dashboard. And what is the impact of this change? HR professionals will be able to find the status of documents related to their contacts easier and download them by contact name for uploading to those other platforms that I mentioned. All right, so during this course, we learned that a good metric is understandable, comparative, can be measured, as behavior changing. The metric that I chose is called number of user actions per session. And this is a metric that tracks engagement. It lets you know which actions a user made and which features they used the most. It's a good metric to understand the popularity of certain features. And also, for any good relationship to succeed, you must ask important questions. An important question: is the solution aligned with strategic objectives? Yes. And what about the outcomes? With this solution, HR professionals are able to manage the activity and documents of their contacts a whole lot better. This added functionality also can increase the percentage of individuals who sign documents within 24 hours. And how do we achieve these objectives and outcomes? Here's a map. Beginning with designing a working prototype. This leads to the launch of the MVP, where interest and issues are realized. After the launch of the MVP, there will be a collection of feedback from customer service and user review channels. And finally, a ship of the full version where feedback has been optimized and integrated. Okay, so now we plan the honeymoon. Any questions?
Any question there? Congrats, Saki.
Thank you.
So I have a question, Saki. How do you think this feature will make users to send more requests?
Users send more requests. This depends on the workload of the HR professional. It's more for once they've sent the request, how they can better track the request that they've sent and find out where some of their contacts are lacking in their response time, and also for finding those requests that they've sent much easier. Going back to the beginning, okay, to send more requests, then the way that this feature would help is by attracting more HR teams to use the Signature platform because they've heard of how great it works, and now they've also signed on to Signature it, and now you're going to have more requests.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
More question there for the love story? No? Okay. So thank you, Saki. It was great. So let's go with our next PM, that is Nak.
Hello. Give me a quick second. Okay. Are we able to see the first slide?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So hi everyone, my name is Nakshidil Shomo. I'm currently an account manager at Gartner, and today I will be presenting to all of you my Signature project. So without further ado, I want you all to meet someone. Here we have Laura. She's an HR manager in a small company that is currently researching ways to go digital. She is very mindful of the well-being of her employees. And to focus on that, she tries to eliminate recurrent tasks for better time management. She also has many great ideas, one of them being a project on diversity. But as everyone, she also has some blockers. One of them is the founder rejecting her ideas without any founded arguments. So it's hard for her to set the tone. We also have the current pandemic and the remote work setting that really affected her workload because of the disruptions that she's getting from the very same employees that she wants to help. And she also has a flaw. She cannot really say no to anyone. So this really doesn't help focusing on the right tasks at the right time. And like Laura, many HR professionals, they would like to accompany employees every step of their employment and focus on initiatives that can really increase employee satisfaction. But at the moment, they don't really have this time. So we need to eliminate this big pink eye that you're seeing in the picture for all HR out there. And how did I try to validate these observations or this problem? So unfortunately, there was not much on reviews platforms that could really be the direct voice of users or customers. So to validate, I opted for simulations, interviews, surveys, and also backed all this up with some research. And my key takeaways are the following. The first one was the lack of branding elements in the email that the signer receives. Second of all, being mindful of company size and the different roles in HR. I've also found out that 99% of companies in Spain are small to medium businesses. So this is a very important number to keep in mind. I've included here a quote from a friend, Jansu. She's an HR business partner, and she basically confirmed that there is a want to go digital, but perhaps the tools are not very straightforward or relevant, or they just don't know what's out there. And finally, COVID-19. This pandemic really paralyzed our lives in a way. But I think for Signature, this is a very high leverage situation, especially with the increase of requests, but also of free trials. This is the current dashboard. It is indeed a very simple tool with not a lot of tabs, etc. Yet it feels that it's very document-centric and credit-centric. So I thought we need to change the narrative and change the perspective here. And as cheesy as it might sound, I think we need to put back the human into human resources. By that, I mean that the main actors of HR, so we have HR itself, employees and candidates, these actors need better representation and visibility in the dashboard. So after a lot of brainstorming, tsunamis, and tornadoes, I've come up with the following idea or solution, and please stay tuned for some of the visuals. I want to start by representing the HR team itself, because after all the prioritization techniques that we learned, I've decided that it had the most impact. And to represent this team, I would like to have a checklist to build a valuable experience with very simple interaction and offer an initial guidance to users or potential customers. And most importantly, I want to set the right expectations from day one, from the very first time they log in. And this checklist would be a branding checklist. HR is, I believe, undeniably the face of any company and the team that has probably most of the interactions with different actors. This could be within the company or even outside of the company. So let's have a little tour. And forgive my prototyping skills that are not up to my colleagues' one. But instead of the credits on the top, we would have a welcome message, very simple, and an open checklist button. Once we click on this checklist button, we would have a pop-up with 5 elements and with the status of those action items. Once all of them are completed, we would have a success message and we will be encouraged to send our first document. But what are the elements to be included in this checklist? I was thinking of an action and explanation combo with the information icon that you see for each element. To be mindful of our time, I'm not going to read through all the information icons, but let me go ahead. The first action would be uploading your logo. The second one, setting your signature. Third, social media icons. And this is currently not in the dashboard, but I think it's a very important part of any branding strategy, especially now that anyone before applying to any job will have a little look at those accounts. Email templates hub. So this is something that I've found out is lacking from interviews, but also simulations. And this would be where you would find your most used text instead of copy-pasting from an inbox or from a notepad. And lastly, a thank you message that would appear at the end of the signing process instead of the generic signature message that we have at the moment. I've also, during this brainstorming of elements, discarded some of them. The first one being upload your picture of the HR person or specialist. For cultural reasons, because I believe this is not a common practice in Spain, not even in CV, so I prefer not to include it in the checklist. And the last one, create your first document template. This is not 100% tied to branding, so I also decided not to include it. And this is how the email would look like if we, with the elements pulled from the checklist. The little red symbols that you see here are actually 4 items of the 5-item checklist, and it already gives much more context than the left one, which is what we would currently receive. And in the end, what I would like to see is, 1, of course, more engagement in less time to have smarter users, and 2, more value and context to the emails generated, so like the slide before. And if I tie this back to the signature challenge, I position the checklist especially during the free trial. The reason for this is if we create more engagement from the beginning, with the help of the sales team, we would probably have more users switching to paid plans, which would directly equal to more requests. And on the branding side of things, well, we saw that we added more context to the email. It is a bit more human and recognizable. So this would also increase the percentage of recipients signing within the 24 hours. As for the next phases, after step 1, which is the current MVP, step 2 would be, if the checklist is proven successful, a full revamp of the branding page under the settings tab. And step 3, incentivizing or adding gamification elements. And by this, I mean, complete this checklist and you will get 5 extra advanced signature kind of incentives. So that would be step 3. So that is it for me. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. And I wanted to also thank the instructors and everyone that accompanied me during these 10 weeks. You had made my pandemic. And if you have any questions, please go ahead.
Question for Max?
Okay, and I will probably stop presenting.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
stop.
congrats. I really
Thank
liked
you.
it. I just wanted to congratulate on the fact that you have noticed that we are focusing a lot on documents, and we need to switch back to people. So go back to, let's say, the well, I already told you this, but well, putting the focus on the HR people and not on all the paperwork. So well done.
Thank you.
Hey, Nak, I have a question.
Hi, Elisa. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Also, I really liked your presentation, and I think, I mean, first of all, you presented really well. I do believe that your product will be a very useful one, even though I don't have any experience in that area, and I don't really know how an HR person would work and what's useful for them. But you seem to know that a lot better than me.
I learned.
Exactly, and I think you did that very well. My question is, how would you define a user study to see whether this product is the right kind of product and is bringing the right kind of value for your users?
Could you repeat that? Sorry, just the first part to make sure I really understood that.
Yeah, just asking, what kind of user study would you do with your product to figure out whether this is bringing the right kind of value and impact?
Okay. Well, by user study, my understanding is that, of course, I will be compiling a bit more metrics, and my focus would be more, as I said, as I'm focused on the free trials, really see if there is a little increase there. And then the idea would be to really back this up with some supportive elements, like, I don't know, follow-up email on the checklist or follow-up call on the checklist. So it's not something that would just stay there. I don't want it to be also like a burden on someone, you know, when checklists stay there for months because you don't want to do it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I replied very correctly, but I would want to see an increase in numbers of the people switching to the paid plan. And from there, really see if that engagement, that initial time that they spend on the checklist paid off. So yeah.
All right, that's good enough. Thank you. Thank you for your answer.
So more question from Nak, for Nak, sorry, no, from. No? Okay. So thank you, Nak. So we will go for with the last PM, not least, that is Rocio.
Hello, good night, everyone. I'm gonna present my screen. I hope you all are still alive.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Can you please let me know you see my screen?
Yeah, we are seeing the call. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started. So as Ina said, my name is Rocio. I am passionate about product management and food, as you can see in that picture of me with that slice of heaven. Apart from Google Maps full of peanut food places, I do have a strong background in growth and digital strategies. During this presentation, I will take you through, as everyone else, on what I have worked on during the PM Bootcamp and in allWomen for Signature It. But before jumping into the topic, I would like you to think in one task or process of your day-to-day work that you have to do in repetitive occasions and you think that can be either improved or automated. Hold on this idea in your mind and let me introduce you to my friend Rachel and see if you can relate to her. Rachel works as an HR manager of a fast-growing startup here in Barcelona. She is responsible of the HR department and its OKRs. She is passionate about building relationships within the company and its employees. And also, she loves improving processes and make everyone's life easier. Rachel and her team are super focused on hiring new talent for their startup. Regardless of COVID and the work from home policies, they have to keep hiring and attracting good talent. So they have been pushing no more than ever to accomplish one of their 2020 goals, which is improve efficiency of the HR department during the hiring process of new employees. For that, they have been using some digital tools to help them being more efficient as a team, and they have been trying Signature for the past 6 months. And even though the tool has helped them to get these digital signatures, the process is still very manual for them, and they need to dedicate a large time managing paperwork. So, trying to do something, I asked myself, how might we help Rachel? After the research conducted during the bootcamp, and having heard opinions, pains, and complaints, as well as needs and desires, I came up to the point that we need to put people in front and personify the process as much as we can. At the end, Rachel is working on hiring people, not only managing paperwork. That is why, and here we go with my hypothesis, I believe that by developing defined sign-in flows by candidate that integrate all the needed steps to hire new candidates, we will be able to help Rachel and her team to improve efficiency on their processes. Good in paper, but what does this hypothesis really mean? Let's start from the beginning. Today, when Rachel needs to hire someone using Signature, she will start creating a request and will go through a process where she is asked to select the signature type she wants to get, how and who she wants to deliver the documents, fill the candidate name, email, and the details, as well as personalize the subject and body of the candidate will receive. She will have to go through all of this and create as much requests as documents she needs the candidate to sign during the hiring process. Based on my research, the average time for request creation is around 13 minutes. In the case she needs 4 requests to complete a full hiring process, the time will go up to 52 minutes spent only creating requests in Signature. At the same time, if they want to check what is the hiring status of a candidate, they will have to navigate through the request folder, search for the document to get an answer. As you can see, this whole process is translated in a large amount of time spent in paperwork, which is exactly what their users have been telling us during their research. My proposal for Signature and Master the HR vertical is built around this necessity of simplifying and make less but smarter steps. This time, instead of creating a new request to get a signature, Rachel will start creating a new employee in the platform and filling out its personal information for one time only. She will continue selecting what documents she wants the candidate to sign and will set an order for having them sign it, with the details for this to happen. In this way, we will simplify the creation of 4 or more requests in one user action, and we will aim to lower the time creation down to 17 minutes average for the entire sign-in flow. Once this is set up, Rachel will be able to check the status of the documents and manage the request on a candidate view. This will help her to centralize the candidate's documents in one flow, manage their status, identify blockers, and action what needs to be addressed with more urgency. You still there? Still alive? It does actually sound like a good story, but what do we really get from this? The main objective of this functionality is to increase user accomplishment. How? By simplifying the request creation process, we expect to lower the time spent of Rachel and her team from 52 minutes down to 18, which is a 65% lower. At the same time, we provide them with a solution from start to end. Due to the easy use of the platform and the fact that we are unifying 4 requests in one user action, we expect the volume of requests to increase significantly. This objective, as Laura mentioned before, is in line with the company goal of increasing request volume. And that is not it. We are looking as well to increase user satisfaction, as we think this proposal will fill the needs of moving the hiring process 100% to digital and will improve team's efficiency. All right, looks cool, but how do we bring this idea to life? One of the advantages, I think, of being a B2B is you don't have to beg for an email address. So you can be in direct contact and experiment with your customers. And that, my friends, is priceless. The experimentation plan has been built around this possibility of having that direct communication with our users and be able to create a product that really fills their needs and reduce their pains. We'll start with some users' interviews where we'll show our clients a video prototype, sketching how this new functionality will work, with the objective of gather as much insights as feedback as possible before coding one line. We'll create the MVP and run a usability test to uncover the same problems, discover what opportunities we have in front of us, and also keep learning from our users. We'll work on implementing that feedback and create a feature complete that can be rolled out to a small percentage of users to keep gathering feedback now in the real environment. Fix bugs and get ready for that desired 100% rollout. That actually sounds like a plan. Let me show you our roadmap to success. To start, we'll focus on developing the core functionalities to bring this new feature to life and start experimenting with it. In the request creation side, now we'll focus on being able to add and edit templates by document type and use the preset sign-in flow. Next, we'll develop the personalized sign-in flows so every company can adapt it and have it like really personalized sign-in flows. In the managed request side, now we'll focus on creating the main view of the dashboard by candidate so we can bring to life this experience of having the information centralized by candidate and its sign-in flow path. Next, we'll implement the functionality of filtering by different elements such as the candidate name or its flow status. And in the roadmap, we have included for later to expand this candidate flow, not only during the hiring process, but during the onboarding as well, and allow the HR department to schedule requests and offer the full experience for the candidates. Hope that was interesting for you and you have enjoyed it. Time for questions.
Thank you, Rosita. Yeah, you have your camera turned off, but you have like a really, really good point.
Way.
I don't want to interrupt.
Why you didn't tell me?
Because I don't want to interrupt, and really, you are like a postcard. No, even without your mic, it was like, oh my gosh, she knows how to do it with the
I've been
voice.
looking at the camera all the time, like, you're engaging with me, you're listening to me.
Okay, but you are here now. But really, really good, eh? Sorry, you can do a postcard. So let's see if we have questions from the audience. Congrats, but no question.
Hi, Rocío.
Hi.
Congratulations, you were amazing without camera, doesn't matter. You nailed it, no worries. I really, really liked your approach on validating before even writing a line of code. And I think your team would be so appreciative of that. So very, very, I really like that point, apart from all the others.
Thank you.
The way that you presented, very going straight to the point, like Saki, also good storytelling. So I really enjoyed it. I will once again play the bad cop and ask, what if, what if
I'm ready.
Doesn't have so many clients in that segment, so that you can launch an A/B test. How could you test that? Knowing that, for example, if you would have to A/B test it, you would have to probably wait 1 month or something like that to get to significance. And how would you counter that, and how would you think about other solutions?
So actually, yeah, it makes total sense. At the beginning, when I was trying to put ideas on, I called this new feature as HR Hub. But then I realized that as we're putting people in front and we're just creating sign-in flows, we can create sign-in flows for every type of vertical. If we want to close a sales contract, we can use this kind of signature flows. It's just a matter of changing the name and giving the user a different intro and maybe a quick tutorial personalized for the kind of user you are testing with. So I don't see any problem of expanding. Actually, I think it's a good opportunity for Signature to expand it. We were given to this challenge as to master the HR vertical, but it can be expanded to different verticals as well. I see no problem. That's my answer.
Very confident. I like that. Right.
Yeah, I have to say that I love as well the experimentation path.
So well done.
Thank you.
So no more question? So I don't know if the girl want to say something to the teachers or or no?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, yes, of course. I just didn't want to be the first one. Well, okay, since I'm already on, I just wanted to say that this course exceeded my expectations. It was top quality, and I feel so very lucky to be a female so that I could do it. But yeah, like all of the instructors, you guys gave your all, even though you had your full-time work and stepped in on the weekend for us. And also the students that I got grouped with, I mean, you guys are all great. You guys kept me on point. I'm like, oh my God, these girls are serious. So kudos to everybody.
And Maria, I think you have some. I asked Maria to do some words.
No, it was not me. It was someone else.
No, Maria Polo.
I was like, oh no, what? I'm not prepared for this.
No, I think so. I mean, I think this is now the 5th time that we're doing this course, and it is very amazing to see every time, like the evolution of everybody from the beginning, and how do you break out of the shell and leave all these fears apart. It's always like with women, there's always this question about the imposter syndrome and like all these things that you need to overcome when you are career switching. And I am like truly impressed of like all this, the quality of all these presentations right now. Not just because of the originality and the thoroughness of it, but also like it also shows that they're brave. Like we've taught, I've seen you touch like technical concepts, formal concepts, things that like maybe sometimes you would have, you would see in very like in senior PMs, and I'm serious about sometimes like they don't get to that. To those things. So I would encourage you like to keep learning. So this is only the start of the road. There's so much more that you could do and advance within product itself, but like you got like a really solid foundation for that house. And again, like as I saying sometimes, like aside from like aside from the course and everything that you learn, one of the other things that I think is really great to be here and with all of you is like this community that we built all together. Like I think, and I'm pretty sure that like you will see all these ladies that you've worked together for like a longer time. And even ourselves, like I'm still in contact with everyone from even the first edition, and this is one of the things that makes me also passionate about building that PM community with everyone. So, congrats! Like really amazing job.
I also have a quick personal message. I wanted to thank all the instructors because I feel that you've been really generous. You taught us a lot of tools, frameworks. You gave us a lot of tips. I feel that I have for 10 more weeks ahead, like reviewing all the content, all I have written, all I have researched. And also I wanted to thank my mates because of your support and good vibes too. So I will miss our weekly classes.
We will miss Saturdays, right? All together, first thing in the morning.
With the coffee.
Yeah, with the first coffee.
Okay, girls, I want to thank you all. I'm very proud of you. And a big applause of all of you. And maybe see you tomorrow if we have some drinks. and see you also the next Friday.
We take a picture, no?
Thursday, yeah. Yes, sure, I will. Where we put everyone water. No. Wow, para poner todos. María.
A ver, ¿dónde están una por
We can do it.
No, dale aquí.
Bueno, some of you. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. We will see. We will have this alumni program. I really encourage you to do the portfolio and share in Medium, all the things that you've done. So we will see you very soon, and congrats. A big applause. Take a mute and do a big applause. Yeah. Bye, girls.
We made it. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. See you.
See you guys soon.
Yes, hope so.